Hello, folks. We're back. Still no Nye Gibson, Tom Gibson. I will be filing charges against him as soon as I can. Dereliction of duty. So anyway, I'll continue blabbering. I appreciate Ray, the flag man, calling in. And in a way, maybe we'll get around to this whole why things are the way they are, what's going on. And let me continue on the Bayer Monsanto thing. Like I say, Bayer was totally responsible for the rise of Hitler, the Nazis. They funded the war. At the Nuremberg trials, they said without Bayer and I.G. Farben, there would not have been a World War II. It would not have been possible. I've got a thing here, about 10 pages, on the history of Bayer and the history of Monsanto. Some of you may be familiar with a term called Operation Paperclip. And after the war, selected Nazis, regardless of the crimes they committed during the war, were brought over to the United States and basically given amnesty and put into some incredibly powerful positions. Von Braun became the head of NASA. There's many people in the intelligence, the creation of the CIA, many former Nazis, doctors, scientists that had committed atrocities. One of the things I.G. Farben did was they were the ones that built the Auschwitz concentration camp. And they coordinated all the extermination. They provided the chemicals for incredible down part of our human history. So, and they've continued. They basically create poison in the form of medication, drugs called Yaz, Trazolol, on and on. I won't go through the whole list, but it's been nothing but a continuing production of poison which they feed to humanity. And again, with their background regarding the Nazis and Auschwitz, it's incredible. One of their executives was put in jail for, I think it was a couple of years. After he got out, he became the, here it is. After serving 5 years in prison, he became the chairman of the board at Bayer in 1956, a position that he held for almost a decade. Now again, this is a guy that was found guilty of crimes against humanity, slavery, mass murder, and he's given 5 years, which, you know, some of our people are doing for absolutely nothing. They're doing that kind of time for having committed nothing. Some are doing incredible times for extremely minor nonviolent crimes. But yet, here is a monster that was given 5 years and became immediately the chairman of the board at Bayer. And now we turn to Monsanto. And if that doesn't ring a bell, you don't pay much attention to things like genetically modified food. But the history of Monsanto goes way farther back. And they very much parallel Bayer. Them and Dow Chemical were the major producers of Agent Orange during the Vietnam War, and that created incredible cancers for our veterans. And agony, I mean, we hear the term cancer, but it's the agony, it's the incredible, it's crimes against humanity is what it is. But it's in a legal form because either it's condoned by a government at war or it's by a healthcare system or medical criminal enterprise that allows this stuff to be produced and given to our people. So anyway, Monsanto continued, aspartame, drug after drug, pesticides, drinking water. Texas, they poisoned tons of people. They fought every kind of restriction that was going to be placed on them. They bought congressmen, which I'll get to later, and on and on. They're just two of the most corrupt entities in the history of mankind, and they're merging together. And it doesn't receive any news. Any news that is talked about is, oh, we have tremendous potential to do these synergies, they call it, which is going to increase the pop for the people that have stocks. And again, it's absolutely horrible. Anyway, if you can, get motivated, get a hold of your congressman, tell them this is an atrocity. Don't let it happen. It's got to go through the monopoly process and all the rest. It should never go anywhere. In fact, these companies shouldn't even exist. What they're trying to do, by the way, is absolutely create a monopoly over food, over chemical production, over drug production, over everything, and thereby control it through one company. It's easier for the monsters that control the world to only deal with one rather than 5 or 6 companies. So that's why these mergers happen. And again, it may be most of our last chance to fight, so let's fight. I mean, we got very little to lose, whether it be local issues or international issues. Unfortunately, again, people might say, oh, this guy's a conspiracy nut. And that's the easy way to say, no, everything's fine. It's not fine. We're in a horrible predicament, and we got to get ourselves out. Not only us are going to get ourselves out. Okay, so I know it's kind of negative to hear. It's negative to say it, folks, but I got to say it. Okay, no, I lost my monitors, so I don't know if I got a phone call or not. Okay. Oh, David? David, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, not bad for an old man. I could be doing a hell of a lot better, but that's the way it goes.
What you got for me?
Well, I heard you touch on the donuts with the DA, Angelo Bello. That's the best darn thing I've seen in this town in a long time. You get up there and say something, and they don't pay much attention. As far as this county board, it's a waste of time. I'm mad. I was so mad that last meeting I said I'll never come back in here again as long as I live, and I don't think I will. They fired a feller there that I've known since I've been here, 15 years. And I know they got all kinds of rules and regulations and all that, you know. They wouldn't tell me why they fired the guy. I don't think that's fair. In this county, I wish we'd get rid of the whole works of them, and the town board, we finally got rid of them. They didn't do nothing here, except take our money, give it away, in fact. And that's just good. And I wish they'd get rid of that county seat up there. That's the crookedest bunch of jackasses I've run across around here in a long time. They charged me $60. They froze my checking account. I got money in my checking account, but they froze it because they didn't have my right address or something there. I was totally innocent in that thing. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I could get on a soapbox and talk here all day about this crummy town and the things they're doing here. And they got some good people here, too. And I'm very sorry about your friend on the ambulance deal, because I ran across the same thing here about 10 years ago. But I had to pay for it. My union paid for it. But they didn't have a hospital then, so I had to pay for it. But like I say, my union paid for it. Or they paid 80% of it, I think, something like that. And oh God, it's terrible what's going on here. Get up and, like you say, and say something here when you see something wrong.
Absolutely, and I beg you, don't give up on those Saturday meetings. And I was at the last one and walked out because I can't stand when people are just screaming at each other and nothing's getting accomplished. But I'll be back, and you know, I need to recharge because I simply can't handle that kind of situation where it's simply a pissing contest and nothing's going to get accomplished.
You mean Angelo, the prosecuting attorney?
Well, there's so many so many names, but to me, and I said it a couple shows ago, that this word corruption, we've got a corrupt system. And it's been corrupted because we failed to do our responsibility as citizens.
I've tried, but nobody pays any attention.
Absolutely. And now we've got to fix a monster. And there are good people in the system.
Oh, yes.
But there are a hell of a lot that are just waiting for a chance to exploit the system for all it's worth.
I get back at some of them. I get some of them there at that Angelo meeting there, that prosecuting attorney. Of course, that, like you say, I agree with you on that. There's nothing being done there much either, but it's still a chance to get up and say something.
Absolutely.
Still a good chance, and I like Angelo, and I didn't care much for her because I like that other prosecutor real well. I can't even think of his name right now.
Kunze?
Kunze, yeah.
Yeah, Brian Kunze.
Yes, I liked him. I liked that. I'm getting where I like Angelo. She's all right. I think she's a good woman. I don't know what kind of prosecutor she is. Probably crooked like the rest of them.
Well, again, the DA doesn't prosecute. They have about 4 or 5 deputy DAs that do the prosecution, and she kind of is a manager only. But I don't at all dislike her. I think she's a very pleasant person. I think her job is a nightmare.
I sure agree with you there. I think she is.
Yeah.
And like I say, I didn't like her. I didn't like at all to start with because she got in there because I'm a Democrat and she's a Republican. And I don't hold it against anybody because they're a Republican.
Right. And I think that's the first thing we got to change is we've got to become a country, not 2 parties. And not a bunch of people that keep saying there's nothing we can do. It won't do any good.
It don't hurt to try, but like I say, I don't think I'll go to that county board meeting anymore.
Yeah, well, I wish you would, because like I say, the more people that go, the better chance we got, and we're running out of time. Okay, David,
right.
we're getting down to about a minute. Can you wrap it up real quick?
Yeah, I just thought I'd touch bases with you on this thing, and I'll probably see you. They're not going to have that meeting this weekend, this month, though.
Well, it's the first Saturday of the month. Have you heard they're not going to have it?
That's what I heard. I asked Angelo when I left the last time.
Okay. Well, I'll try to get word out.
They may not have it. No, that's what they said. Maybe they will, too. I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for the call. We're going to have to break pretty quick.
And thank you for coming on television. My God, I'm glad to see people like you around this town.
Well, thank you very much.